guys, welcome back to yet another session at Cards Orchids. You know what, guys? It does not pay off buying a high quality coffee maker. They do crash anyway, so now I cannot drink coffee, so that's why I'm not in the picture today. There's a frog, as this is what I feel like today. Having to drink this crappy stuff. So I thought this beautiful little mug was very, very suitable for what's in it. Yeah, I can't wait till I get it fixed or get a new one. So I can have some coffee again and feel like a human being. Anyways, enough talk about coffee. But as you probably guessed already if you followed this channel for a while, that's my second largest addiction. This box weighs 17 kilograms. Yes? Fairly large. It can fit my whole body, if you will. And it contains 65 plants, 65 orchids, and a little bit of potting material and fertilizer. Stuff like that. Yeah, they aren't mine. Yeah, some of them are, of course, mine. Just a little tiny share of what's in it. So, tonight's engagement will be, for me, sorting the plants out, packing them separately, order by order. Another one of the viewers would like to know what other people order. So we're going to check and take a quick look at what my friends at the Orchid Society ordered before we dig into the actual box. So a little bit of Cattleyas, Dendrobiums, something new. This person always likes to get different types of plants and rarities. And here's another friend of mine. Yeah, loves paths. Yeah, here's another one. She loves Cattleyas and Brassia hybrids. Yes. Here comes the next person. Ascocentrums, Lalias, Nodosa, Coelogenes. This friend of mine likes the first one. It's a really, really interesting plant. For a while I thought I'd order it for myself, but well, yeah, no. There's a lot of Cattleyas. Yes. And this guy likes Holcoglossoms and the hibiki, yeah. And Catacedony plants. That's his specialty. Another one. Cattleya types. And another one. A little bit of this and a little bit of that. Loads of Vandals and Phalaenopsis. And Cattleyas. Oh yeah, various types. The last person. Phalaenopsis. Yeah. And Vandals. So, let us see now how they actually packed stuff in here. I believe it's the homemade package. Yeah, they put two boxes together on top of each other. Yeah. So, I better cut here somewhere. Oh, no. Yeah, that was a funny way of doing it. Of course, relatively smart. Yes. So now, the top box released. Let us dig into that one first. Alright, let us see now. Okay, rustic spots. I wish I had ordered this one. Yeah, it's hers. Rustic spots. I'm just gonna somehow sort the 10 different orders out and get back to you guys with my order. Yeah. One box over and done with. this one to go. The table is full of plants. Goodly good. This was more fun than I expected, yeah? I will gladly do it again. Well, packed in pink bags. Alright, now over to my own plants. They are there. It's a total mess in my kitchen. Here are plants, which I'm planning on bringing tomorrow to the meeting to sell at the auction. These are mine. Something I've been wanting for a while. Saw it for the first time at the Orchid shop. But it looked, I mean, it was this picture on a plant with a different name. I'm not sure really, but I want this plant. And I got it. Let's hope that it's decent sized. It is flowering size for €19.95. Yes. That is supposed to be a tiny sized plant, I've heard. So I'm expecting quite small Cattleya. Yeah, it is quite small. Let's see if I can find scissors somewhere amongst all the other stuff in here. This crowded mess I made out of my kitchen. This is how it goes when I do not get a decent cup of coffee. There's going to be changes to that. ASB. Yeah, it looks established. Or maybe not. Yeah, it is established. You can see. You can tell by the roots how they are arranged. So, at least some of them from the growth before these two came along, appeared. Yeah, you can see that it's trying to get into flowering size with the first sheath, some sorts. And they also added some extra calcium to raise the pH and stuff like that. Yeah, it's not the best plant I've seen, but I mean, to new growth, it's okay. It shouldn't be a large plant, so, and I didn't want a large plant, so this is perfectly fine for me. Yes. Sophronoides Cattleya, so Cattleya, in other words, Cherry Bee Happy Field. Gorgeous flowers on this guy. Hopefully she will be bloom willing as well in the future. Hopefully. So now it's been 1 week and she's been reported into my special blend. And she's been flushed through with water. Now she's got a decent amount of space to grow and not the tiniest of pot, so we won't dry out too quickly. She did have a decent root system and all. Yes, she looks better. I've been watering her a couple of times, but I still do not fancy the shifting color to the leaves there. They're kind of sort of discolored, but yeah, looks alright. 1 week later. So, next plant. With no tag on the outside. It made me confused. I needed to open the package since I didn't know whether it was mine or not. So, that was tricky. I don't like to open other people's packages and stuff, but I just had to in some of the cases. As the mounted ones, obviously they didn't want to get the tag out from, they can't, they couldn't, as you can see. They didn't want to waste yet another tag to tape on the outside, obviously. But I could have written something on the outside of the paper, I mean. But anyways, they didn't, so that wasn't an option, probably. Sobennikoffia. What? Humbertiana. Well, I thought it would be a bit larger. Well, it does have 3 years to flowering size, 36 month. So, well, probably correct. But these guys grow. No, they don't grow that slowly. Let's take a look at my other one. Yeah, shall we? I'm gonna bring it in here, into my kitchen area. Take a look at. She needs some water. No, it's falling. Yeah. Anyways, she obviously needs some water. I wanted to stay down there anyway. Anyways, it's my Sobennikoffia robusta. Yes. She arrived with a large growth. One single growth. Looked like a vanda. Yeah, about this size. A little bit larger. But she created 2 spikes. Yeah, here's the proof. See? With lovely flowers. Long lasting and so wonderfully scented. Yeah. But the mother plant died. It rotted on me. But it rapidly started to grow this kiki to the side simultaneously as the mother plant was dying. In just 1 year's time, this one grew up to almost the size as the mother plant. So, you see my point? This one may be flowering size in 36 months, as the growth speed seems to be relatively fast. She's going to be in, probably in the warmer cabinet. Well, 1 week later, even for this guy, in the cabinet she went. But I think the clay mount is drying her out a bit faster than I prefer. Still a root tip there, and some Spanish moss, Tillandsia usnuides, on top of her. And that I didn't do much, but I think it's high time for me to give her a little spray. I need to treat these guys separately. Only go like this, yeah. Every other day when I remember to do so. Yeah. But there's a high chance that she'll stay wet down to the base. And this little thing will rot on us. So, well, it wouldn't be better to turn her around. It won't make a difference, but yeah, you see my point. I'm a bit scared, as the robusta did have a tendency of rotting easily. But yeah, we shall stay positive and hope for the best, of course. Yes, so this is where she sits. High humidity cabinet. Let's grab another little package. Phalaenopsis golden Yuzu pyloric. I love pyloric Phalaenopsis, so this is really for me. Something I like. €19.95 for a flowering size Phalaenopsis. And this is what we call a novelty hybrid. Look, there's a spike. Yeah, I don't need to scream, but I got so excited. I didn't expect that. I need to be more careful. I've received, Phalaenopsis in spike or even in bloom several times from the Schwerter in the past, so it's nothing new. The Schwerter is a very nice nursery, yeah. Otherwise, I wouldn't return as often as I do, would I? Look, but they always sit in their moss. Don't like it really, but yeah, it's a good plant. Looks very nice. Some markings from old waterings. Yeah. Some lime. So, a gorgeous plant. Very nice. Now it's been 1 week. Let's bring her away from the lights so we can see her properly. Yesterday evening I put her where she belongs, amongst my other novelty hybrids. I repotted her yesterday evening as well. But I simply just scratched off a bit of the moss, so I left the moss to the center. I saw no reason to scratch it all off, and added my regular moss and bark and perlite and charcoal mix, mostly around her. And I had a hard time, real difficult time to get her up inside a pot. Don't want her to get too wet down at the base. So I was struggling a bit, but yeah, a 9 centimeter wide plastic container. And a little bit of lights already did miracles to the spike. Things happen so rapidly here. So, yeah. Good. And this plant, you probably heard about it. Oncidium sweet sugar, CT wide. I don't know if the word wide refers to the width of the flowers or the width of the plant, perhaps. No, hopefully not. But yeah, you know why I got this one? This is a common one. Yeah, it's a real common one. But something's going on with my plant. The one which has got the sweet sugar as one of his parents. The one from the show. You can see she's been falling out of a pot one time too many. So now she's starting to rot off this one and another one. I already picked that one. But well, as long as it's live, there's hope. But I added a little bit of live spag here. I don't know if she's gonna survive or not. That's why I felt I needed to get the sweet sugar. Maybe she's the con. Maybe she's the fussy parent. I don't know. I don't think I had exactly the sweet sugar before. All I can find out there at the garden centers nowadays is the Münsterland. Always with shriveled pseudobulbs. No plump ones. Never. I never ever found one single good Oncidium Münsterland out there at the garden centers. They always go the same way, which is down. Yeah? Downhill. And in due time, down into the trash. I mean, 50% chance that this one will survive and make it and recover. 50, yeah? That's why I got the sweet sugar. Let us look at it. Let's see if this one's suitables look decent or not. Yeah, maybe it's a louse plant, I don't know. But without coffee, it's not easy to stay positive. But anyways, looks like there's something underneath the teepee. So, and I do see a plump pseudobulb. Yes, now we're getting there finally. This was the one I was after all along. Somebody cut off an ugly leaf. Doesn't matter, it's alright. But look at this pseudobulb. This one gives me real hope. Yes. Which is the one it's blooming from, by the way. Shall we take a look at the flowers? Yeah, we really need to take a look at the flowers. Oh, or maybe not flowers yet. They are still buds. Let's be real careful now. Maybe. We shall see. Maybe this one's flowers aren't very large. Doesn't look that way. Look at the tiny buds. But shouldn't these sweet sugar create large flowers? That's what I've heard, but I may be wrong. But it doesn't matter. One of my very first orchids was a yellow type dancing lady. Yeah, yellow dancing lady type with tiny flowers. an abundance of flowers with branching spikes. So maybe this is the one yeah, never mind. It's gorgeous and it's in spike. So what else is there to wish for? Not much. Very pleased with this purchase. Yeah, look, good roots, well established, as you can see. Coming out there, no hand can accomplish this. So she's been established for some time. This one looks a little bit discolored, but it is firm. So no rotting process going on. All right, goodly good. Please forget. 1 week later. So what is there to say about this plant? This early on. Yes. Oh. I did not repot her, as you can see. I just stacked down there. I'm being careful with the watering for the time being. The other one just freaked me out, so. But it looks like she's beginning to open up. At least the one to the front here. So maybe medium sized, but not as large as the other ones had. Which is, by the way, down here. This is the other one. The one with the large flowers. Probably the same size. We don't know yet. This one from the show. With the sweet sugar as one of his parents. The one I thought would probably die on us. Stopped blooming now. Yeah, I finished this blooming. Dropped all of the blooms. The spent flowers. But, yeah, you can see where I'm going. It's a new growth there. So, been watered yesterday, but yeah. You can tell her roots aren't the best up there. So that's where they come from. It doesn't matter if they look great down there. Does it? But new life. Hopefully not a new spike. No, it's already been there. So new life, new hope. And I shan't overwater it. So we're going to have two. We can compare them. Now, there's only 2 plants left. This one and the pinnacle of this order. Probably the pinnacle of the whole box containing 65 plants. Miki Golden Sand. I miss this one, yeah. I got it from Orchid Garden. But it was all covered with, it got all covered with mealybugs. So they finally gave the plant black rot. So I lost the Miki Golden Sand. And I've been trying to replace it for a while. Suddenly I did. But it doesn't say that it's pyloric, so hopefully it is. Yeah, hopefully. We shall see. Doesn't matter if it's not. Its flowers will be smashing anyways. Especially in the color combination. Well, this is going to be sooner than we think. Yeah, we're going to see the flowers very soon. On the... No! Spike broke. Well, can't win them all, can you? But there's another one there. So, don't complain, don't complain. It shall branch, probably from here. And it looks like this one is going to be, pyloric. Lips, something. yeah, 3 lips. Yeah, of course. Pyloric means 3 lips. It's very late in the evening. So, forgive me if I'm a bit confused by now with my info I'm giving you. Yeah, it's been blooming before. Several times. Looks like a real good bloomer. So well hydrated. It's a gorgeous plant. Very nice. Now you must be curious where she is. Of course, she's here amongst the other ones. Let's do the same procedure we did with the other one. No, focus on good things. Rapidly. Yeah, and it's branching. Hopefully this one, as I said, will. But it's not a bump here, really. It's not a big bump. So, that one's growing nicely in a week. But, the sleeve. I wonder what happened to the sleeve. Maybe I should cut it. Strange. Perhaps. No, I'm not sure. It cracked. Yeah, it might have cracked. Yeah, I might have been tilting this plant whilst it was drying off the pesticide in my bathtub. Maybe. Anyways, hopefully this is only lime. But, well, I scratched off a little bit of moss. And I did not replace it with any sort of bark mix. I just scratched off a bit, as you can see, and stuck down some new moss from above. It's a tinier pot now, but I wouldn't want it to stay too soggy in my conditions. It's better with this, for a while at least. Yeah, I wasn't really sure what I was supposed to do with her. I'm really looking forward to these guys. This one really craves a lot of nerves, shall we say. This plant is a flowering sized orchid. Looks relatively high. I do not know why. Should be flowering sized though. But they are never shipped in a high package like this. I had already 3 of these, the same species, in the past. All 3 rotted for me. Yeah. So this is my very last attempt on this plant. Very last attempt. And this one turned out to be the most expensive plant in the whole order. So what can it be? Here it is. Well, I'm going to show you guys the tag later on. Yeah, I'm going to say my prayers that it arrived safely and that it looks as great as the pic I asked Schwerter to send me. Look at it. Da, 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 da. Look at this amazing plant. Looks perfectly healthy to me. Yeah, some of it's medium. It's falling out, but yeah, that's alright. Look at its root system. Hairs. Love hairs. I love new roots coming out in this great condition. Shape and form and health. And color. I love when I see new growth, not soft and discolored here. Well on the way, not only tiny, teeny little thingies down there. And I do love to see that it's in bark. And that there are plenty of more roots to the backside of the plant as well. And I love to see something else there. So actually 1, 2, and 3 new growth. Yeah, and in addition to this one, of course, it's going to be 4. This one is a relatively new one. Yeah, but what on earth is it? Here's the picture of the plants they offered. Schwerter sent me, as I didn't want to buy such an expensive plant without knowing what the condition of it was. And what on earth do we see down there? Is it a spike on its way? Or is it just a little leaf? Something to maybe carry a spike within, so to speak. You can see, looks like a tiny little leaf. But anyways, I'm not gonna stretch it any further. Yeah, look. New growth there as well. Man, it's a good plant. It is. Phragmipedium kovachii, flowering sized plant. 4. Yeah. Hold on tight to wherever you're sitting in. €149. This time around, I'm not going to touch it. It's going to stay intact in its bark. And it shan't rot. Shan't get stem rot. No way. All I'm going to do is add a little bit of extra calcium and some more bark to cover the roots. It's not going to be any sort of repotting. Not at all. It's just going to stay here, sit in its bark, and establish. And I'm not going to overwater it. And I'm not going to put it into too strong direct sunlight, nor artificial lights. It's going to be in the shade. Dappled light, yes? It's not going to sit in a water reservoir or a pool, if you so will. It's not going to be over-fertilized. And I will let it dry out a teeny-weeny bit between the waterings. And I will dip water it about once or twice a week up to here. Not up to here. I will be so darn careful this time around. You won't imagine, guys. As you can hear, I'm fully determined to succeed this time. So where is she? Where is she? Yeah? She is sitting here now. Yes. Yeah. Look. Inside the center here, the leaf or whatever it is continuously growing. I can see it better. What else? I just been flushing this plant twice. And these roots are still alive. And what's most important is that the growth are still intact and not soft here. So I cannot water it too much from above. Just need to flush around the sides a bit. I need these guys to survive. Yes. So we still got 1, 2, 3 new growth. And the roots are looking great. And this growth 4. And this is the oldest growth, probably. That's why its leaves are a little bit discolored. It's a bit flimsy. But as I do not know what its roots looks like down underneath here, as it's not sitting in a transparent pot. So, well, we need to be careful. So only 2 flushings with this guy. Yet. So, that was my plants in the order. Schwerter, Orchid in Germany. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope you liked it. And think of me tomorrow when I'm going to carry all of these plants to my Orchid Society. I wonder who's going to buy this one in bud. This is my second Sobennikoffia orchid that I got into bloom. But as I said, a little bit too little, a little bit too late. Now she's going as well, but I did manage to get her into bloom. Into spike, yeah? I surely did. So, hard work pays off. Sometimes, at least. Alright. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe and stuff like that. And we shall talk soon and drop a comment. Bye bye.